So I was watching a video, and this lady was talking about why women are losing desire for marriage. And I had a little bit of a giggle because I thought to myself, girl, stop. I have been in this industry for over 10 years and I worked with thousands of women, and one thing I know for sure is that women are not losing their desire for marriage. Women want marriage now as much as we have always wanted marriage. And I think there's this trend going around that makes women believe that they don't want it anymore. And here's what's actually going on. Whenever the ego feels it cannot have the thing that it wants, it will tell you and it will create a narrative where you say you don't want it. It's a survival mechanism. If I cannot afford a certain lifestyle, I'm going to say I don't want that lifestyle. If I cannot be with somebody that I really would like to be with, I'm not going to say I can't be with that person, I'm not on their level or whatever. My ego is going to tell me you don't want to be with that person. I remember for many years I was attracted to bald-headed short men, and I just had this longing and desire for them. And one day I sat down with myself and I thought to myself, Chengi, is that really what you desire? Is that really what you want? And I realized that deep down inside, I didn't feel worthy of the kind of man that I wanted. I didn't feel I deserved the kind of man that I wanted. And so I thought if I dated men who were not highly desired, then my chances of being chosen and my chances of being loved were so much higher. That is how the mind works when you have a lot of internal issues that we are not dealing with. And as women, we are choosing to take on a mindset where we're saying, look, I don't want a man anymore. I'm good. I am sorting out my life to never be with one. And here is the thing. If you don't actually own your desire, if you don't own what is true for you, you cannot bring it into your life. You cannot call it into your life. You cannot position yourself to have it. And I understand we're more afraid of disappointment. We're afraid that what if I want it? What if I desire it and I don't get it? Maybe I should really be thinking about life without it. And before you know it, you've taken a path down the road that can lead you into believing that you are feeling healthy and good about yourself because you have decided that you don't need marriage anymore, because you've rejected marriage as an idea or as a concept. Here's the truth. The truth is this. There are patterns on the inside of you. There are stories that you must confront. The truth is as follows. No one is owed marriage. No one is owed wealth, riches, financial freedom. No one has a contract to have everything they want. No one is owed that. Yet, by executing certain principles, by putting certain principles in motion, you can actually create a very healthy, very rich financial life. If you put certain principles in action, you can create a very rich, a very healthy relationship. The only reason Jesus said the poor will always be amongst us is not because the earth is not full of abundance. It is because certain mindsets will always prevail and therefore always bring about the same fruit. Poverty, because there is abundance in the world, and anything that you want, you have to call it. You have to position yourself for it, and you have to call it. And so many of us have never really had the courage to own that desire, to stand in that truth and say, I want to be married to a great man, and so I'm going to position myself to do that. And for some of us, positioning ourselves is listening to reels on Instagram or watching little clips on Facebook and thinking to ourselves, you know what, I did all the things, Chengi, that your 3,000 reels say, and I still can't find a man. Not realizing that you will always select what will fit your internal patterning. A lot of what I do and my coaches and I do here at the Black Swan Relationship Academy is help you really begin to see your patterns, begin to see the stories that you tell yourself, begin to see how you are patterned in such a way that you are actually creating the same narrative and the same story. I know that for some of us, we think if we just wait long enough, he's gonna appear. But waiting is not actually the answer. You have been waiting some of us past our childbearing years, but we've not been doing any real internal work on the inside to really figure out what is the love story we keep not only telling ourselves, but creating. Understanding that you have created your love story. If you want to be married and are not married and you think you've opted out as a way of saving your emotions, unfortunately, all you are doing is just creating the love story that you deeply and unconsciously believe you have. The love story that is congruent with your value and your worth. The love story that you are prepared to fight for to the death, to never ever have it. The money story that you have, everything that we are creating. And yes, you are creating this reality for yourself. I was in the comment section of a friend, and I was sharing something, and I was saying, oh, it's a shame girls don't always get this. And under my comment, somebody said, well, it's a shame because there aren't that many good men anymore to choose from. And I said to her, well, it depends on the lens that you are looking at. And then she said, please explain. I said, well, first and foremost, you're coming from the place of scarcity. So as long as you have a belief that there isn't enough, that will be your experience. Not only will it be your experience, you will create a narrative around it, a behavior around it, a performance around it, that will not just make it your experience, but create the experience. I said, I can guarantee you that under this comment, every single man that has seen this comment, who was actually a good man, has swerved you. They've decided, okay, I won't be dealing with her. And the ones that are gonna pursue you no matter what, just want to play with you. They don't want to invest in you. So you're probably not just doing this in the comment section of Instagram, you're doing this in your life. You're making statements like, oh, there are no good men these days, and where are you going to find the good men? And you don't realize that not only are your words, the Bible says your words are spirit, words create, that our words create the lives that we want. They tell us that it is spirit. Our words are spirit. And so not only are you energetically putting it out there, there are no good men, men who are good, men who have the intention to provide, to protect, to cherish a woman and to give her the world, they are allergic to that energy, to that life force, to that way of thinking, to that way of being. And so no matter how attractive you are, no matter how much you try, they're going to swerve you. Men will already have seen you. Men observe you from a distance. Men observe you from the moment you walk into the room, your graciousness, your aura, everything about you. And the ones that really feel like, yeah, there's a lady, there's a woman who is worthy of investment, they will usually make the move in one way, shape, or form. Maybe not straight away, but they're observing you as you're walking down the street. They observe you as you live in the same building. They observe you as you're going around life. But if you look like you don't see any good men, if your vibration, if everything about you is like, you're not good men, not only are you going to start saying it in conversation, but your posture is not going to be open. You're not going to get out of your home believing that, yeah, there are extraordinary men out there and they're looking for me. Men judge very fast, very quickly, and from a distance. Men will figure out the type of woman that you are very quickly. And what we are doing by having certain mindsets is repelling men whilst making ourselves victims. You know, women don't want to get married anymore. Marriage is a prison, and marriage is no longer the thing. Listen, baby girl, marriage can be the most beautiful place. Marriage can be a place where legacy is born. Marriage can be a place where companionship and friendship and goodness is born. Is it a cheap and free place to be? No. Everything that is worth having is worth fighting for, worth working through, and sometimes that can feel really difficult. But a lot of married people enjoy their marriages. Those are the ones that are not online. Those are the ones that are busy enjoying their marriages and building legacy together. There's nothing wrong with desiring marriage. There's nothing wrong with being open and available to good men, to good love. And we have to own it. It's so much more comfortable to be the victim. It's so much more comfortable to say, look, I'm tired of what, the 10 guys you've dated in the last 10 years? When there are billions of men out here, what are you really tired of? You're tired of perpetuating your story. You're tired of the story you inherited about love that you have not yet confronted. You are tired of the generational bondage of always having the same story and repeating that story. But you can break that today. You can break that today and become the kind of woman who can truly find love, but not without a process, and definitely not without an investment. You have to take a journey from where you are to the place where you desire to be, and that is an inward journey. When I was working with the girls in the soulmate group as we're working through, and I was talking them through module 4, I was like, if we don't get past this place where we can really be honest about the stories we have about love, the stories we learned about love, and the blueprints that we have about love, if we want to still paint it as rose tinted, so many of us want to rose tint our love story because it's too painful to be real. We don't want to look at the story that we were raised in, the story that we have believed, the story we've inherited, because if that is broken, I don't know what else. We want to continue to believe that it is working and all we need is the right man to fit into the picture, when in truth, your story is the problem. Your narrative on love is the problem. Your understanding on relationships, who men are, is the problem. And that is why I'm creating the Soulmate Lux, which is going to take you from point A to point B. This is an incredible program that I've put together for you ladies, because in all truth and honesty, I've realized that having a few courses here and there and a few videos is not going to help you map out your complete love story and change you internally and transform you in such a way that you will start to attract the men who you want to marry, and they're gonna want to choose you for marriage. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and that you will realize that the first start is to accept what you want. When you accept, I want to be married, I want to have a great guy, I'm not going to go out there and date like a maniac in the hopes of finding one. What I'm going to do is come internally within myself and prepare myself to be a wife. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. In the meantime, do take care of you. Love you lots.